Services Studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station, and we're rolling along, people. It's a beautiful, crisp, very trafficky morning, but it's still a beautiful morning. Steve Rummage in the building, Brian Hall in the booth.
It is. It seems that good news is upon us.
Sure about that?
I'm 100% sure about that, but we'll talk about that. It seems that good news is upon us. It is going to be a very good basketball weekend, I think, with some news that could come out tomorrow. Also tomorrow, you have the luncheon, you've got media day, you've got red-white game, you've got Steve and Marcus at the Galt House, you've got everything you could possibly want for it to be a great basketball weekend in Louisville.
Don't leave out tomorrow Flanagan's Ale House.
Oh, yeah. Are we there? Okay.
People,
yeah.
you can join us in the morning at Flanagan's Ale House. It's a great way to start your morning. And if the weather is this nice, if it looks this pretty.
We'll have a pre-Aiden party. It'll be good. It'll be a good time. We'll have fun. So that'll be good.
Okay, wait, stop.
Also,
I'm not going to let you sneak these in. I'm not going to let you sneak these jokes because here's the problem. I'm not having a good morning, right?
Okay. Well, that sucks.
And what I'm
Sorry
telling
about that,
listen,
man.
I didn't sleep well. Steve, for something good. Let me be on the couch for a second.
Okay.
And you tell me what you think.
Oh, you're right. You hang out.
Lately, I have been binge watching for some strange reason.
Yes.
The Shaolin Five Fingers of Death, like all the Five Deadly Venoms and all these kung fu movies from like the 80s, right? And I don't know why I accidentally clicked on one, right? And then I couldn't stop. So all night I hear that going on in the background. I'm having nightmares, right? Steve, I'm talking about people have been getting punched for the last 20 hours of my life on my television, right? So then I don't sleep well. And then I'm talking to you this morning, you're letting me know about the traffic arrangements, and I'm on Preston Highway, and I decide I'm not going to the show until I get my car cleaned. I turn around and go to the car wash. I make a bad decision because I get to like the $15 car wash when I should have just paid the $30 and got the whole month.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't do that, and it was bad decision number one. I kept on like getting in the wrong lane, getting behind the bus, and the bus has to stop. And I think it's just been, and then I go to the bathroom just now, and all of a sudden, I wore sweats, so I pulled a string. Now I got a big knot in my shorts, and I really got to use the bathroom. And I'm like, why didn't I take my time and pull that string like I was supposed to? And then my coffee's not coming out right. Steve, what's going on with me?
I'm not real sure. I mean, maybe you don't. I don't know, because I feel like we're on a swing for a good weekend. Like, I feel like things should be like, for me, it's the total opposite. Things almost seem to be running a little smoother. Maybe I'm more in tune with the U of L universe at the moment.
Or I don't want to get myself excited for the imminent disappointment upon us.
Okay.
Aiden Gahan's not coming to the University of Louisville.
That's not doing this for 2 hours with you. I'm not doing an entire show sitting here. That kid is definitely coming to Louisville.
Steve,
it's not. Yes,
we have talked about his flair for the dramatic the entire time.
Yeah,
we've talked about it.
All right.
We've talked about.
Don't let this suck you down.
We
people.
know.
Don't let this.
We know he's capable of leaking information to the media.
Sure.
Just so he can have a big a switch up party at the last minute. He's the type of kid that will have 4 hats on the table and pull out a 5th from underneath the seat.
Sure. That could happen, but that will not happen tomorrow. So
See what I'm saying?
I know. But it's because you're bringing that energy, man. Like, this kid's picking Louisville tomorrow. This is a big-time pickup for Chris Mack.
How about the idea that people are trying to destroy who he's picking over
Yeah.
just to start discrediting the Louisville recruiting class?
Oh, of course. I mean, you can already see that coming from a mile
You
away.
can see that coming from a mile away, Steve. I mean, is that worth explaining? Or is it just a funny thing that we always notice?
I mean, what's there to explain? I mean, you can tell. I mean, immediately Louisville's about to get a recruit that's going to, for the time being, is going to put them at the #1 class in America.
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that 15 times today. I'm going to request that you say that at least 15 times a day. As of tomorrow, if you land your #1 target, Aiden Gahan, for the time being, you will have the #1 recruiting class in the country.
Yeah. That's pretty strong. For a guy that the question was, can he recruit? And here's the deal.
At this level.
And immediately for guys says, it's going to drop. Yeah, well, it's going to drop to like 8.
And
maybe higher.
How much of the drop is not being sexy?
Yeah, well, sure.
Because you're not the hot name now.
Yeah. But I mean, no, that is definitely.
If it was legit recruiting class, you would drop to 5. But because you want to make stories, you don't just leave them at 5.
Right. No, I mean, this is incredible. I mean, for a guy to come in to be as good of a coach as Chris Mack is, the only question I think we all had was, can he recruit? Well, now you know. I mean, he did this without ever coaching a game, under a cloud of investigation. And he got a top 10 class. What's this guy going to do down the road?
And was arrogant enough to come out to run this town.
Yes. Like, I mean, throw the starter jacket on. Come out to some Jay-Z. And dap the recruits up when you come out.
That was so illegal.
No, it wasn't illegal. It was funny. When I went back and watched it on TV, they weren't. The camera guy immediately pans away real fast when he sees he's walking over there, because you can't put that on camera. But
like there was just a general fan section that he just happened to be shaking hands.
As soon as he starts walking that way, the cameraman's like, whoa.
No, you really have to do that.
Oh, yeah. No, I was being serious. The cameraman was like, oh, he's going to the recruits. He immediately,
Wait, who is that over there? Oh, abort.
Yeah, you can't put that on TV. But no, there ain't no violation with him dapping them up. But yeah, no, it was amazing. I mean, it's incredible what he's done. And now that will transition into Sunday, where we didn't get into this very much yesterday because we kind of got cut off, but where you made the comment a couple days ago about this being the unforgettables team, and I said, no, I mean, that not to that level, I don't think. But I do think that this will end up being like that. Mm-hmm. A team that if they come out and play hard, and they just are a team that says, look, you're gonna get so much effort out of us, and they go in this season and they knock off a few good teams, and they're a 7 seed or an 8 seed, and they go into the tournament. This is going to be a team that we're going to say mid-season, we're going to be looking at each other saying, this is one of my favorite teams of all time.
I'm going to deliver that message to Chris Mack personally.
Yeah.
Dude, just make sure they're the hardest playing team you ever coached, right?
Yeah.
You make them listen. If you put them in the weight room and conditioning, and didn't practice jump shots, just getting buckets in the paint and playing tough defense, right? Like your resume, you know how it gets, man. We bail on Bobby when the offense is not moving, because that's like a calling card that when it's not working, it looks putrid.
Right.
When it's working, it's the best symphony you've ever heard, right?
Yeah.
When he has it rolling. Mac, on the other hand, if you have the grinded out toughness, intestinal fortitude with these players, it's going to buy you so much. We were just talking this morning about matching up against Tennessee and matching up like this schedule.
Yeah.
Is an animal, right?
Oh, sure.
And you can lose games because we'll be able to recognize the youth. We'll be able to recognize the coaches.
Well, let me put it in perspective. This is gonna, everybody get ready to kind of take the knife and
text. I see you with the come on, Marcus. Like I get it, man. Listen, this is what y'all forced me to do. Start lowering expectations and standards for everybody. Because when you get too high, then you bombard me with, Marcus, you said that we were gonna. I know I was right at the time. This Puma's a little slower than I thought.
Yeah. Well, this one I think you can take a breath on. But here's the deal. So everybody get ready to kind of, feel the right in the edge there. Even if we were sitting here today going, Bowen's back for a second year. This was all realistic too. You've got Anthony Simons, you've got Romeo Langford, you've got Steve Enoch, Malik Williams. You have a team. Courtney Ramey's backing up, which Ramey kind of was like, after, I don't know, the more I watched him, the less I
he's bull.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
No, he's not bull, but he's.
Yeah, but I was like,
we were a little overly excited about that.
But okay.
Raymond Spalding.
Yeah. Maybe.
I know.
Yeah, so, and Louisville comes into this season, most likely where we would be sitting right now would be number 4, 2, 3, or 4, I think is where you would be at. Because God forbid they not, make sure Kentucky's got to be number 1, and God knows they got a grad transfer. So you would be sitting here right now going, man, the schedule. They're going to drop a few games. Would we not still,
right, I get your point.
To put in perspective how tough this schedule is.
If we had our full stacked, at most stacked squad.
Hall of Fame coach, and we're sitting here today and we're going, man, this staff or this schedule is just brutal. Like they're gonna, they'll probably drop 5.
Yeah, it was gonna be brutal.
Yeah, so keep that in mind when we sit here now with the team we have, which I think is a pretty good team. Top 4, no. Top 25, could be. We sit here with the team now, and you keep that in perspective, and you look at it like that, and you say, how awesome is it going to be to watch this team grind it out this season, grow? How awesome is it going to be when Christian Cunningham's dribbling out the clock against Michigan State, and you're you kind of got your first, all right, there we go. Tennessee may have got us.
Too, man.
It is, but Tennessee may have got us. Maybe, Marquette was a good game. Maybe we won it, but then we come back and we got that big win against Michigan State or something, and you're like, okay, that finally got that first one under your belt, and you go grind one out, and you beat Seton Hall, and you go lose a tough one at IU.
I'm going to need to hear about a team fight sooner or later.
Well, you may. I don't think you're hearing a lot because Mac really shut it down.
Right.
I think he shut it down, So, this team I think is going to be fun to watch, man.
Fun to watch. But not the basketball part of it.
Because I think it's going. Yeah, the growth. Because I think it's going to do this team. I think is going to do something special if they play hard. And what I mean by that is, this year feels like this is for the fans. Like I feel like we are going to say we are kind of going into the season going as fans. We want these wins for us because we kind of deserve some happiness. Right. But I think this team could do something special. And what I mean by that is I think this team, if they play hard, could flip that script to where the fans turn it into, we want y'all to win for you.
Right.
That 2013 team, you started to realize the fans, as bad as they wanted it for themselves, you were like, God, I want Peyton Siva, Gorgie Zhang, Russ Smith. I want that team to win a national championship for them. And this team, I think, can do that, kind of flip that script around where midseason, I think we're going to be like, no, I get more enjoyment seeing the emotion.
But you have to go through heartbreakers to get there.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to. And I keep trying. I'm not talking to the fans there. I'm talking to Steve Rummage right there saying, Steve, you're going to have to go through some heartbreakers where you're gonna lose, but you're gonna be there, and it's gonna be like, maybe this team, you're gonna be sitting there mid-December or early December going, maybe they're just right there, but their depth's they're just never gonna get over the hump.
Right. Your depth at the center position, like
sure.
And I'm not saying that that's gonna be a problem because we don't know how the rotation is gonna work, but
well, yeah,
you might get exposed at some spot.
Yeah.
Just.
And what if you go? I mean, what if you lose 3 games early, where it's like, man, we were right there. The feeling is going to seep in,
but you're not going to let them start quitting.
No,
like some teams, you're just like, we'll wait till our recruits get in here.
Yeah.
Let's wait. The narrative will never be wait till Matt gets his guys in there. With this team.
But I will say, him getting what he got so early does help. Because I think now you're not the narrative of, well, when he gets his guys, you go, he's already got his guys. Like, that's kind of done and over. He's got his guys for next year. So I don't even care about that.
We're just looking at culture then, right?
Yeah,
now? Yeah,
I think now, because I'm like, I know he's got talent coming in next year.
Yeah.
So like, that's not even an argument.
This season's about culture.
Yeah, this season's about culture. Yeah, talent will be here next year. And he's got talent this year. I'm like, let's not turn these. That's why I keep saying, watch about the unforgettable tags, because let's not turn these guys into walk-ons.
But you have to know, my unforgettable was the love affair, not the talent,
the actual team.
Yeah.
No, and that's fair.
And it's funny because you remember last year, everybody. Okay, this team kind of a microcosm is Darius Perry. I didn't want anybody to say anything because I was blanking. Darius Perry, right? Mm-hmm. It was, we need you. You have the talent. You're off the chain. You make a lot of mistakes. But every time we're losing, we're like, come on, Darius. Well, I need you
because he'll throw a pass between a guy's legs, or he'll come down the court and punch on Northern Kentucky, or he'll do something where.
But his effort was never in question.
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
Listen, our one of our beloved sponsors, Jill Blessinger.
Yep.
She is a Darius Perry diehard. She was texting me the other day when you said Darius Perry might not start, and she wanted to pull sponsorships and everything.
Right.
Like that's how passionate,
Sure.
But it was funny because I thought about that and I thought this is what the team's gonna be. This is if you don't have to question their team's effort, right? And if you don't feel like it's a race to get to the league, because that's another spoiler, right? The race to get to the league.
Yeah.
The Jordan Wara is going to be so good that you might start feeling that, we're losing games, but he's giving people 30, 31.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of that. I'm just like talking out scenarios that you can get. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That would be a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
But he's gonna live on that line, 3-point line. He gets fouled, So, it takes us back to our original. This team shows the effort, and that first, the effort first, and then the wins later.
Yeah.
Where do you not give them past that?
Because
when you talk about how talented this team kind of is, like we don't give them the unforgettable. You're not a group of. What I'm asking you is, what performances will disappoint you about this team?
I mean, well, the obvious. The only thing I can't see from this team is like quit. I that would be where I would be like, oh, guys. Like, I mean, if you're watching games but I'm so
like jogging.
That don't even cross my mind though, because I don't think that's in this team. I think what I was going to come back and say for your point about the NBA was, this is a team that outside of maybe one guy or two guys, if they get the right number, I think that these guys are looking and saying, look, man, I had a year of the college experience taken away. Like, I think they are looking
Like they're freshmen again?
These guys ain't stupid. They're looking at this going, dude, next year, Louisville's going to be a top 10 team. Like a legit top 10 team that's going to be a contender to make a Final Four. I mean, like, this is...
Every win is going to be so valuable this year.
That's what I'm saying.
My God.
And I think this year, I really don't think you're going to run into that. I think that this team's a hungry team that knows that I think they're buying into the long game. I really do. I think they're buying into the long game that says, yes, we can win this year. Absolutely. Yes, we're going to make the tournament this year.
You think they're buying into the we can win right now?
Yeah, but I also think they're buying into the long game, which says, let's get it right this year. Let's create the culture this year. Let's go win some games this year.
Man, if that's the case, man, it's going to be the best 2 years of my life.
I know.
Right?
But,
if you're right about
but
that.
tell me on this team, who doesn't strike you as that? I mean, and don't give a name, but I mean, I can think of I can't. I really can't. I'll be honest with you. I think Malik Williams at times showed me his but I think that was Padgett related, because anytime I want to say, I don't know, Malik kind of looks like he's one that maybe kind of will pout a little bit. But I say, I go back to the heart of Malik Williams. When I saw Malik Williams in his purest form, he was grabbing the basketball saying, I don't care what I said out all game. Give me the rock, man. I'm going to go shoot these 2 free throws. I'm going to push somebody at Purdue.
Pause right there.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Malik Williams, who's angry that he hasn't played, gets in the game, up 1, begging for the ball to shoot the free throws to put you up 3.
And hit him. And got the ball and hit him. Like, so I'm
that
like,
guy has got to find a time on my court, man.
But that's Malik Williams. Like, I go back to the end of the year. Like, there's part of me, I trick myself into. I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe Malik is.
I'm gonna tweet him something nice when I get in the commercial break.
I know,
just because he's way like a Malik Williams on your court.
Yep.
And all these fantasies about Mac just coming in and killing it.
Yeah.
If you can put a Malik and an Enoch on your floor together, I'll do battle with anybody but a woke Malik.
Let me ask you a question right now, and I'm asking this. You can give us a call, 8150-939, 3831-939. Bill at Scorns & Sons, Collision Center Hotline.
Indeed.
Look at that team last year Chris Mack had.
What?
With Canner.
Oh.
Blewett. J.P. McCura. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, a couple of those guys are on NBA rosters right now.
Yeah.
How much better is that team than the roster he's got right now?
They're better.
The Xavier team last year was better.
Yeah.
Okay, but better because their talent's better, or better because they were 3-4 years into a system with Chris Mack?
That's where I was going.
Okay, that's fair.
They're basketball players, man. I look at them, and you know what they are? You know what they are? That was a team full of gym rats.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
And I think I lose. This is where I lose on some of my team. And I hate acknowledging this, but this is a fact. And an adult gym rat, a 22-year-old gym rat, 21-year-old gym rat, it's a problem.
See, and I'm so glad you're saying this, because this is exactly what I wanted you to say without us even talking about it. Because you have Christian Cunningham, you have Quan Four, you have Okoye Gal, all in that locker room, all in those practices, all taking leadership on this team. You have that. Now, let me put those two teams in a gym together. And Marcus, Vegas bookie Marcus, you set the line.
Set the line.
For last year's Xavier team against this Louisville team.
2 halves.
2 halves, a game, referees, because that makes a difference. Because if you don't have referees, I can say, well, I don't know, man, Enoch may just bully somebody down there, but referees, you set the line for that game.
Big East referees?
No, neutral referees.
No, give me a conference, Steve. Because you're painting me this is an awesome picture, and I want to be able to play this game all the way.
Okay. ACC referees. Because you're playing in the ACC this year.
ACC referees.
Yeah.
Last year's Xavier team.
Blewett, who's in the league. Markira, who's in the league. Canner, who was a good player. Gooden, who's a Kentucky kid.
Xavier by 10.
By 10?
Yeah.
Okay, by 10.
Yeah. They were a 4 seed. Or they were
the number one seed in the tournament last year.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. It's always a Marcus rule. I always say, okay, Marcus would set the line at 10. I think everybody else would probably set the line at 6. That's my point. Like, this team.
I was gonna say 13.
Okay, that's fair. That's right. Fair. No, and I knew. Look, somebody said 6.5. I knew you would favor Xavier, and I'm like, I would too. Okay, because I get it, because they're 3 years in a system.
There's nothing like having a guy who just plays ball all the time.
Sure.
And a coach who oversees a team who plays ball all the time.
But now in the line, you've also got to do this. You had Chris Mack at Xavier. But now you've got Chris Mack at his dream job. Now you've got Chris Mack.
And this is what else you have to do. You have to say, Jordan Wara did not even play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dwayne Sutton, he didn't put him in until second half of the season.
Yeah.
You lost Malik.
Darius Perry against Syracuse played awesome in the first half, hit a half-court shot to end the first half, and we all went, here we go. Played 30 seconds in the second half. That's what we dealt with last year. But my thing is this roster, and am I saying that Louisville's going to be a 1 seed? No. But am I saying that it's absolutely insane to act like he can't go out there and win at a pretty good level this year? Yeah, I think it is.
You know what else was what other problem you had? Now I don't know. I'm gonna just say this hypothetically, okay? Because I really don't know what the rules are, right?
Okay.
But let's just say hypothetically, Donovan Mitchell came in town, right? And hypothetically, I saw Donovan playing one-on-one with Jordan Wara.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
So this didn't actually.
I mean, let's just say
maybe this actually happened. But maybe it did.
Okay, just imagine this happened.
Imagine this as something Marcus has actually saw with his 2 eyes.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Not saying he did.
And imagine.
He did.
Imagine myself watching these 2 guys really look like they're fighting, right? Because like you've seen that dad versus son, where the son's just a little bigger and a little stronger, but dad's more aggressive and he's more seasoned. And imagine if I heard the things that were being said back and forth were very, very disrespectful and intense. Like
between the 2 players.
Between the 2, right? Like I really can't tell if they like each other. I can't tell if one is showing off on the other one, but one of them was making sure everybody saw, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Saw, I'm whooping your supposed stud.
Yes.
Right? Like
hypothetically, I just had a pretty good year in the NBA.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you hypothetically see a moment like that, and you imagine that moment where you learned that you got so much work to do. Coming off of, your hypothetical overseas tour where you killed it.
And hypothetically where you can pretty much anywhere you go in this city, it don't take much to realize you're the one that everybody kind of likes.
Right.
Yeah. And everybody kind of thinks you was screwed over last year.
Right.
So your head is, you're like, they're not saying it is, but there's room.
There's a possibility.
Yeah, therethere's room there for you if you're
like
number 33 on this team to kind of.
Yeah, like when I saw this with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Because you remember during the summer, we had a talk. We had a hypothetical talk.
Yeah.
Who needs to come back and face each individual player?
Yeah.
We wanted to see Russ come back and go at Darius. We wanted to see, this guy who could still play. We wanted to see Nate Johnson go at BJ King.
Yeah, I do remember that.
We had
Yep.
what older player
Yeah.
would we love to see come back and just give the young punk a little bit of,
Sure.
If I hypothetically saw that,
That was perfect.
I saw exactly what I begged for. I prayed to the sports gods. Let one of these guys, let a Gorgie come back in this gym and just work Enoch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let a Donovan Mitchell come back hypothetically. And, just the size difference. Donovan looks so small and was so much stronger.
Yeah.
Hypothetically than Jordan Nwora. Right? And it was so violent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if you took something from that lesson, young fella.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hypothetically, Trey Lewis was working the kids. Oh my God. Trey Lewis was working those young punks. Hypothetically. Midday with Marcus Maven. Quick commercial break. 8150 939 is the number on 939 The Ville.
We were on our baby moon, and I opened the sliding door, and my finger somehow got smashed, and it bent the engagement ring.
Meet Tanya Riley, who knows firsthand just how good the warranties are at Genesis Diamonds.
We had to use pliers to get it off, and when we did that, 2 of the little diamonds fell out.
But because she got the ring at Genesis, she knew she was covered.
They replaced the diamonds for free, no charge, fixed it within 1 day.
Genesis Diamonds, with the strongest warranties in the industry, including free service for life and free sizing anytime.
I've had my ring sized a couple of times, from weight fluctuation of having a baby to not having a baby.
No charge at Genesis. And they cleaned it too.
Oh yes, they clean that and any other piece of jewelry I have on as well.
And at Genesis, no inspections are required to keep that warranty intact. No fine print, because we stand behind what we sell, period.
I would tell everybody I know to go to Genesis.
Unbeatable selection, unrivaled value, unbelievable warranties and guarantees. That's Genesis Diamonds. Also your home for Breitling, Tag Heuer, and Omega timepieces. Shelbyville Road Plaza.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maven or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
This is a message for all men. Look, my family doctor said my ED was incurable. There was nothing anyone could do but perform surgery. My wife was supportive. She told me it wasn't that important to her and there were other things we could do. But deep down inside, I knew she was disappointed. I felt less of a man, less of a husband. I was embarrassed. I heard the ads for the Louisville Men's Clinic, and I thought to myself, how can the doctors at that clinic claim to solve my erectile dysfunction in 15 minutes or less? So I called, made an appointment. My wife went with me, and let me say, my doctor was wrong. We have regained our intimacy. They can help.
No matter your age or your condition, we can help. $99 for a doctor consultation and test dose of the medication. Call now, 444-4000, 444-4000, 444-4000, or LouisvilleMen'sClinic.com, and be sure to ask about the incredible Priapus therapy, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size.
So, Steve, what do you think about Bill at Scorns & Sons Collision Centers, man?
Let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Ed Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not, I repeat, do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Bill Edscorns and Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at edscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
Have you been in a car wreck? Insurance companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
What good is it having that beautiful view on your front and backyard if you can't see through your old grimy windows? Or how about when you let a little fresh air and your windows are constantly getting stuck? If this sounds like your current situation, it's time to make that call to Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, the best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted the most efficient for 2018 and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and all 5-star reviews, which means these are exactly the new windows you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive, Louisville, Kentucky, or 502-494-0120. That's Windows Plus. Make the call.
The race for Senate is close, and it comes down to this. Do you believe you have a fundamental right to self-defense? The Supreme Court is closely divided. 4 liberal justices oppose your gun rights. 4 liberal justices would take away your freedom. And Senator Joe Donnelly is on their side. Donnelly voted against your gun rights by voting against Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Senator Donnelly knows Brett Kavanaugh has a perfect record defending your individual gun rights. And Joe Donnelly voted against him anyway. That's why Senator Donnelly earned a grade of D from the National Rifle Association. After 12 years in Washington, D.C. Joe has gotta go. Defend freedom. Defeat Donnelly. NRA Political Victory Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by NRA Political Victory Fund. www.nrapvf.org. And not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Chances are you've recently talked about it, or thought about it, or might even be thinking about it right now. You're thinking it's time to upgrade your vehicle, and boy do we have the place for you. Globe Auto Sales. Family owned and operated, serving the greater Kentuckiana area since 1972. Why Globe Auto Sales? Well, the answer is simple. The staff at Globe Auto Sales focuses entirely on the quality buying experience, not the high-pressured sales pitch you get at other places. So while you're thinking about it, stop by Globe Auto Sales located at 5705 Bardstown Road. Check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
Come out to Flanagan's Ale House in the heart of the Highlands. They have an extensive full bar including over 150 beers and 17 rotating taps. Kick back with lunch, brunch, and happy hour specials, and be sure to catch all of the U of L games on one of their 17 TVs, all while enjoying game day specials. Whether you're into Texas Hold'em Tuesdays, trivia nights on Wednesdays and Thursdays, keep your glass pint night Thursdays, or you just want to dance the night away with music Fridays and Saturdays, Flanagan's Ale House has you covered. Flanagan's Ale House, 934 Baxter Avenue, in the heart of the Highlands.
With fall approaching, are you dreading leaf removal, trimming bushes, bags, mowers, and blowers? Call the experts you can trust at Bosch Lawn Care. Be the envy of the neighborhood with the luscious green, leaf-free lawn this fall. Give us a call at 833-2GET-CUT or find us online at BoschLawnCare.com. That's BAISCH LawnCare.com. One visit, one call. Bosch Lawn Care is your solution this fall. And as always, professional, affordable, Bosch Lawn Care.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's midday with Marcus Maven. 8150 939 is the number, 939 is the station. Brian, let that music play real quick. Just let that roll a little bit. I'm sure DFH won't mind. People, how many innings does your heating and air conditioning have left in it? You're about to find out with the stress of winter right around the corner. So what do we do here at the station if there's a problem? We call DFH Company. They're fast, they're good, and they're reliable. And if you need to go to the bullpen for a new system, it's a great time to buy a train comfort system from DFH. This month only, you can get a 15-month special financing on a qualified train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. So call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program, eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions subject to credit approval.
I cannot tell you how excited I am right now. Because today is Mr. Delivery Thursday, and sometimes I'm excited, but sometimes I get to where I'm like, you try to get me out of this studio once this show's over with. Because thanks to Tommy and the Mr. Delivery team for bringing Buca de Beppo to the ESPN Louisville studios for National Pasta Day, which was yesterday, but we're celebrating it today because today's Mr. Delivery. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, dinner, home, or cater for the office. Use promo code ESPN for a discount on your first order. Download the new app, head to MrDelivery.com. Local restaurants delivered. I am going to eat so much freaking food when this show's over with.
We had this discussion yesterday.
Y'all better pray they don't bring meatballs, dude.
We had this discussion yesterday. We decided,
Mark, save me a seat,
that I'm allowed to pack up my food and go.
I'm not. I'm going to indulge. I'm going to learn everything. I'm going to sit here for 20, 30 minutes, talk to Mark Ennis, talk to those guys. We're going to have a good time today.
Texter says, we didn't sound this excited about Aiden.
I probably wasn't. I'm ready, man.
This is going to be awesome.
That's good, man.
They got any wine back there? I feel like I need a glass of wine right before I have my lunch. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to get good, man.
By the way, a very own day one of ours, Bozak Smith, chimes in on the Facebook Live. By the way, people, right now, everything's back up and running. We are made for the Ville. Go to our YouTube channel. We won't be able to do too much Facebook Live, but we're on Facebook Live right now. Just have a little bit of fun. But you need to go over to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to We Are Made for the Ville. The evening stuff, the fun stuff, the pregame stuff is going to be awesome.
I did get Bozak my number, too.
You sure?
I did send it back. Tell him check Facebook. I got him.
Check Facebook.
I got him. I saw it this morning. I checked my messages. I got you.
Let's just do this right now. Dan McIntyre from Facebook Live wants to know, how much does Dion get?
Probably more than I'm making.
Wait a minute.
Let that finish. That was good, Brian.
I was gonna say that wasn't bad at all. That was a nice shot of adrenaline to the arm on a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. Texter says, Bozak, king of the no, don't shoot. Good shot, Bo. Actually, I would disagree. Damian Dantzler was the king of the no. Why doesn't he shoot more?
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, Bozak, let me.
Can I tell you something else I'm excited about too? Well, I don't know if I'm excited, but things are going to get really interesting. I'm going to give everybody time right now because there's two articles. One, Jason Anderson. You guys know how we feel about Jason Anderson. Look, we say a lot of stuff about a lot of people, joking, good and bad. The one thing we always say about Jason Anderson is he's pro. Like he's pro. I tell people that all the time.
Right.
Look, I'll even be honest with you. There's sometimes people ask me, friends and stuff about people in the office. I'm like, yeah, that guy's a little quirky. That guy's something else. I just, but anytime anybody asks me about Jason Anderson, first thing I say is I'm like, dude, he's pro. Like if anybody's going to make it like big, like be on Sports Center, it's Jason Anderson. So
what do you mean make it? We made it.
No, we've made it, but we're the only people I think in the radio world that are like, this is making it to us. We don't want to go anywhere. Right. Like I could get a job offer tomorrow for Sports Center. I'm like, nah, just pay me to stay right here. Like
testing. We made it.
Yeah, like this is we want to be here.
That's a fact.
But look, somebody offers me, I'll be out there false energy, like, hey, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, baby, all day.
Welcome to Midday Cornhuskers.
Welcome to Midday Cornhuskers. But here's the deal. There's an article he brought to our attention, and there's an article that SB Nation that I'm going to bring to your attention in the break that I was reading that I think are going to make for one of the most interesting second hours we've had in a long time.
You are aware that when you raise the standards like that, people start calling a friend to tell a friend, y'all better be tuned in.
Yeah, like, so let's that's true. Jason Anderson, host and co-host, can have a 15-minute conversation with himself. I agree.
Which is the sign of a healthy mind.
Yeah.
Talking to yourself and being able to have a full conversation.
Or he's a psychopath, which I'm not ruling out either.
Psychopaths also have healthy minds.
I've had lunch with him, and maybe he is a psychopath. But regardless, there's two articles that you will not. We will break at the top of this hour to come back because you're
like a professional.
Because I think that you're now. There's a lot of football talk. There's a lot of hearsay. We now have quotes that back up the hearsay. Kudos to Jeff Greer.
Always
at the Athletic,
what you're waiting on.
So it's going to be a very interesting second hour. So don't miss that. And by the way, to the I need to get this off my chest real quick, dude.
I'm listening. That's what Thursdays are for too.
So apparently, there is a Stephen Rummage, who is I guess a pastor in Florida or something.
Yeah, I Googled images of Stephen Rummage one time because I was going to put you on OBS.
Well, apparently he's on Twitter, and like I people tweet me all the time, like they're like asking me like these really like in-depth questions, like, and I'm like, I mean, like,
so you're getting his
very revealing stuff sometimes on like DMs, and I'm like, dude. And anyway, so apparently when I tweeted Duke gives no cares. Because they just tweeted out a thing of Zion Williamson yesterday, tag Zion. Basically, it was a middle finger to the NCAA.
Right.
Like,
and I put cares.
And you put cares, yeah,
quotes.
that's it. Well, somebody replied to that with a Bible verse.
I'm listening.
And I'm like,
you will read this, or we will get in trouble for this.
Well, no, they just sent the verse in general. I'm like, and they tagged you in it too now.
I need it more than anything.
I don't know. I'm like, hey, I mean, don't get me wrong. Now on Twitter, like people know me. Look, I don't really. My language is pretty clean. I don't talk. It's just my own choice. I don't do some things, and so I mean, it's not like I'm killing this guy's name.
You're not ruining his name.
But these people are probably like, man, this dude's got a gambling problem or something.
Yeah, right. Like you're gonna have to tote that line very cautiously.
This is great. I know. So, anyways, I just had to get that off my chest.
So
we got that going for us.
The conversation of Chris Mack's Xavier team.
Yeah, we can finish that up.
Versus this team. And I said, a texter just says Xavier plus 15. It's not true. It's not true. You got Louisville being a 15-point favorite.
No. I didn't ask that expecting Louisville to be favored.
The reason I got stuck on that question, Steve, is because there's so many things that can't be factored in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how much checking out did you get off of last year? Because here's the thing. A year where you get stuck on the bench undeservedly, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like sometimes like I expect a spirit or two to be killed, right?
Yeah.
Like I expect somebody's fight, to kind of go away.
Mm-hmm.
The only candidates, like, okay, these are my candidates. Darius, Jordan, which I think he's the last that can happen to. VJ, I definitely Dwayne, and Malik.
Yeah.
Who out of that group is the candidate to have their spirit, kind of crushed from last year? Because I know we talked about Malik, but I don't know if he's the biggest candidate to not be able to bounce back.
Everybody's saying take your logo down on the Facebook Live.
Sorry.
Or the
commercial break logo.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
That's tough, man. That's tough. And
they ain't like that.
I know. These people are like, idiot, turn this on.
Right.
If I want to watch a picture, I'll hold one in front of my face while I'm listening to the show. Man, I want to say.
Are you stuck in Malik?
No. I'm stuck on VJ. Because I think that the most likely thing
VJ still played a lot of basketball.
Okay. Well, if you're just talking about playing time.
No. I'm talking about the entire experience.
Well, I just mean that he had last year. I mean, you said it, I think, perfectly when you said VJ just had the yips last year. I mean, we would watch him be above the rim.
Man.
And even the ones he would hit, it was almost like he'd put it in and it was like,
yeah, he would get fouled, have the 2 steps after he got fouled to dunk the ball, attempt to put it inside of the square, and it would just roll out.
I know. And it was like, man, this kid has
he got those fast breaks by himself, and I recognize it because I did it, right?
Yeah.
I was never a fancy dunker on a fast break. That would be like the nervous, the most nervous, when you get that wide open.
Right.
I'd rather somebody be in the area.
I know.
Right? Because then it's just the aggression takes over. But, yeah, him on a fast break, it was like the scariest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah.
So right now.
So maybe he's a guy that I think could come in. We all are, again, I think he's your Wayne Blackshear. Every year, you're going to come into the year going, okay, if he gets it, going. But he's also had something Wayne's never had, a coaching change. So, well, 2, actually.
I was going to say.
I mean, to be fair. Right. So, but if he's a guy that I think a lot of people, if you ask them, if you backed them into a corner and said, what do you think VJ's going to do? I think 9 out of 10 Louisville fans would go, oh, yeah, he's going to have a good year. But if he's a guy that comes out and war as an alpha over him and a couple guys, that could be a disappointing thing.
People, Steve set up the next hour. He's going to captain the next hour. We're going to do a little bit of research so we can give you all angles in the next hour. Tell a friend to tell a friend right now. You got about 4 minutes. We are on YouTube. We are Made for the Ville. We're doing a little Facebook Live right now. Get in your questions, get in your comments, have a little fun. We're going to be as interactive as possible. I'm going to put up the logo for a couple seconds on the commercial break. Thank you for calling me out on the YouTube channel. But we are rolling along. Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number on 93.9 The Ville.
The perfect bank should be mobile, not just online. It should have amazing programs for all your financial needs. It should be involved in the community, and you should be one of the owners. Actually, that's not a job for a bank. You need something a little different. Luckily, we're not a bank. We're so much more. And now we're the preferred credit union partner of the University of Louisville. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently. Visit WeSeeUofLDifferently.com for more information.
Chances are you've recently talked about it, or thought about it, or might even be thinking about it right now. You're thinking it's time to upgrade your vehicle, and boy do we have the place for you. Globe Auto Sales. Family owned and operated, serving the greater Kentuckiana area since 1972. Why Globe Auto Sales? Well, the answer is simple. The staff at Globe Auto Sales focuses entirely on the quality buying experience, not the high-pressured sales pitch you get at other places. So while you're thinking about it, stop by Globe Auto Sales located at 5705 Bardstown Road. Check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
Truth be told, All diamonds are not created equal.
There are huge differences in quality and value from store to store.
So you have to shop more than one store to really know.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Hank Davis from Davis Jewelers, and we believe knowledge is information transformed by experience.
Come to Davis Jewelers and get hands-on with real diamonds so you can experience their dazzling variations.
Learn what makes one diamond spectacular
and another not so much.
Until you see all that for yourself, you'll never find the diamond that's perfect for you and your true love.
And that's what this is all about.
Come to Davis Jewelers, Louisville's diamond engagement and wedding ring store.
We are obsessed about diamonds.
Because love, it's what we do.
Davis Jewelers. More loose diamonds, more elite brands, more in store for you. At Davis Jewelers, Louisville's largest fine jeweler. From anywhere in Kentuckiana, we're on Forest Green Boulevard, just off North Hirschborn Parkway, and at davisjewelers.com.
Everyone has a different experience when it comes to buying a car and getting it serviced. I can only tell you about mine when it comes to the Huffman Auto Group. It's been fantastic. I bought my Acura TL from Neil Huffman Acura at Oxmoor 4.5 years ago, and it rides as well today as the day I drove it off the lot. I've driven just about all the luxury brands out there, and the Acura by far has been the most reliable, and it's not really close. The service at Huffman is right up my alley, too, because you don't have to make an appointment. You can just show up, grab a snack, a soda, and work from their lounge on their Wi-Fi. I'm getting ready to go over 100,000 miles on my Acura, and all I've had to do is the regular maintenance. So whether it's Acura, Nissan, GMC, Volkswagen, Subaru, Mazda, Chevy, Buick, or Honda, Huffman has it. Here's the other great part. You get 2 years of maintenance on any new or certified used purchase. Plus, even after you purchase it, you have 7 days to like it or exchange it. So visit neilhuffman.com today or stop by. My guess is your experience will be as good as mine has been.
Connecting locally, powered nationally. Century Mortgage Company is a community leader catering to your every need. Our commitment to personal, local business drives us to deliver exceptional service to our clients and community. Whether it's a new home or refinancing your investment, consider Century Mortgage Company, Kentuckiana's top mortgage leader and Kentucky's largest locally owned mortgage banking institution. Low rates and our dedication to closing loans in under 30 days make today a great day to visit CenturyMortgage.com. Century Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 3925.
As we head back to school, do you have an air conditioning system that needs to be sent to detention? Well, there's no better place to call than the DFH Company if it's time to graduate to a Trane comfort system. This month only, you can get 15-month special financing on qualified Trane comfort systems. It's hard to stop a Trane, so call DFH at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete details, subject to credit approval.
Homecoming means coming home. Kick off U of L's Homecoming Week with alumni and friends at the Alumni Golf Scramble on Monday, October 22nd. Register today at uofalumni.org/golf. Registration includes custom Cardinal golf gear, boxed lunch, and drink tickets. For other campus-wide homecoming activities, visit uofalumni.org/homecoming. And go Cards.
BSN Sports is the leading marketer, manufacturer, and distributor of sporting goods, apparel, and equipment. BSN Sports is your ultimate partner on the bench and right beside you, making you the hero with your administrators and fans, on the practice field and under the Friday night lights. With our 20-plus sales professionals working in the Kentucky area, let BSN take care of you and your team. BSN Sports even outfits the staff here at ESPN Louisville. So trust the pros we trust. BSNSports.com.
So, Steve, what do you think about Ville Scorns & Sons Collision Centers, man?
Let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Ed Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Ville Scorns & Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at etscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
Football season is here, and SeatHub.com is the best place to find the best seats at the lowest prices to upcoming Louisville games. Why waste time with long ticket lines? Just head to SeatHub.com. They guarantee your tickets will arrive on time, be valid, and refund you if the event gets canceled. Search from millions of tickets at the lowest prices. SeatHub.com. That's SeatHub.com. Seats for every fan.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maven or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
Matt here, head brewer and owner at Great Flood Brewing Company. The way we make our beer is important because of the people who drink it. Brewed for those who share a connection to the community, we use the finest ingredients and best practices to honor our history and build upon it. Louisville made, brewer owned. Find Great Flood 6-packs at your local retailers throughout the city. Learn more and follow our journey at greatfloodbrewing.com.
Want to be part of the show? Hit us up on the Fan Outfitters Twitter feed at 93.9 The Ville.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
Coach Mack, thanks for making time for us here on The Drive on 9 on the Ville. Welcome in.
Thanks for having me.
Knowing what you know about the roster that you're going to have for this season, like what's action item number one for Chris Mack?
I think any team just has to have an identity, and we tried to really mark from the very beginning and instill who we want to be on the floor. That is a tough, together team. You know, you see our schedule. Things aren't always going to be smooth sailing. You know, we're going to have to be a team that I think is better than the sum of our individual parts. And I think we can be, but we have to be first and foremost together. And we have to be a team that's able to be a little bit resilient in times that going to call for it. You know, that's something that's been doing it all summer. And I'm really proud of this group for how hard they've worked. And hopefully we have a memorable season.
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The Ville.
This is Marcus Maven, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville from the OPC Services Studio.
You're listening to Middays with Marcus Maven, broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maven, 8150. And 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. We're rolling along. People, I hope you told a friend to tell a friend. The 11 o'clock hour is going to be fire. Second half of Midday with Marcus Maven. Steve Rummage, you ready to quarterback this thing or what?
Yeah, I can. Well, let's start with this. I feel like every day has been a little bit of rinse and repeat. Right. You know, this whole football season, it's felt like.
Ouch.
We come in, we talk about, okay, this is why we feel like there needs to be a change. This is why we don't feel like there needs to be a change.
Right.
We feel like something's wrong. A question we always get on the text line, a question we always get when we're out. You guys talk to Vince, right? What's Vince got to say about this? As far as the Bobby Petrino situation, even to the point that I think you and I took a moment to say, well, I mean, maybe it's time to make a comment, Vince, or something.
Like I would never put him in a situation where I rabble-roused or created a where's Vince.
Yeah.
Darn it. Thanks.
We got it.
Yeah, put it this way. Yeah, I know sometimes we have a bigger influence than we remember.
Sure.
So you worry about, kind of people running with narratives that we create.
Absolutely. Well, today I feel like we got that. Matt Fortuna of The Athletic which The Athletic is where Jeff Greer is now, which, and I haven't got to say this yet, but I was listening to Jeff Greer on with Mark Ennis yesterday, how happy I am that he has moved and is now at a place like The Athletic, because I enjoy Jeff's work so much that we would always give the caveat, well, we're aggravated with the Courier, but not Jeff. Like, you know, and it's like, I'm glad that he is at this and The Athletic, actually to the point to where I may have to call The Athletic, because I think we can get a subscription because Jeff's there and I want to read what they have going on.
I have a radio show that dominates. I should get a free subscription from them.
It's like $2.
I know.
It's like $2.
I know, Steve. It's all principle.
Pay your $2, dude.
It's all principle.
Matt Fortuna.
$2.
Writes an article earlier today. The article is, I didn't see it coming. Bobby Petrino in Louisville seeks solutions outside skepticism increases. This article brings up a lot. Now, there's this article that we're also going to couple with an SB Nation article that was written today.
Right.
That talks about the 4 positives of bringing Jeff Brom in. Because, again, we've told you guys on this show multiple times, make no mistake about it, that will be who comes in if Bobby Petrino's let go. I'm just
more of a done deal than Chris Mack?
Pretty close, I think. And not saying that Vince is doing anything behind anybody's back. Right. I just think that will be the move. And when that move is made, that call is made, I think Jeff will say yes. And then here we go. So I'll start with this article, though, because I think there's a lot of stuff in here coming from Vince Tyree.
So you don't mind if I give you the pause on important?
No, stop me, because the only way I feel like we can do this is to kind of read through some of the article.
Right.
Now I'm going to skip over a lot of stuff, like the intro. They're going, they're talking about, okay, this is where we're at with Bobby Petrino.
Stuff we already know.
This is where we're at. This is how we're. It talks about Bobby Petrino's track record is kind of what makes this season so odd. Like something's going on. Now here's where I'm going to start with the quotes from Vince Tyree. All right. So he says, you assess everything. You're assessing where you are by the freshmen through the seniors, where each class is, how they're performing, and what the next class of recruits will look like. So this is Vince Tyree saying, I'm looking at the freshmen,
everything,
the sophomore. And this is kind of stuff we've brought up on the show where we said, I feel like 2 years ago we were kind of in the same scenario where we're like, well, the freshmen are good, but well, now all of a sudden that class isn't good.
Right.
And we gave the caveat that, yes, I understand you lose Lamar Jackson and Jair Alexander, but point is, I think there is a track record, Bobby's second time here, that kids just aren't getting developed. Okay, so he says, going back to Vince, says you're certainly assessing both sides of the ball and the staff, but I think it's one that I'm not quick to make a final assessment when we're halfway through the season. What would you say that's fair?
That is absolutely 100% exactly what I wanted to hear.
And would you say that answer, this is a side note, that answer gives me another, because again, make no mistake about Vince Tyree still in the process where he's earning our trust.
Yeah.
And that is a quote and a statement there that's another notch in his belt.
Right.
For me.
Right.
Okay. Back to Vince. So I'm pretty thoughtful about when we need to look at things. And I think that we're going to run this season out, and we still have 5 games left to make improvements, and hopefully we see that. But we're not meeting the coaches, the players, or anyone's expectations today where we thought we would be. Certainly, I don't think when we started the season that the staff, the players, the administration thought we would be 2-5. Next paragraph goes on, talking a little bit about how, basically Vince became the interim athletic director after George was fired. Different stuff happens. Talks and kind of makes mention of Petrino's buyout is reportedly $14 million or $12 million if you go by Jason Anderson's numbers, which I tend to.
It's healthier to go with 14.
Yeah, sure.
For the psyche.
Sure. When asked about the questions surrounding the football program and about the public's taking of the financial calculations into its own hands when it comes to Petrino's buyout, Tyree cited his past business experience and the public scrutiny that comes with this current post. Vince says, I'm not too fazed by it. I guess having to deal with public companies as well in the past, you can't get too wound up by that because it'll get you distracted, start guessing, and second guessing. That's not how I operate. I think that I have my own set of metrics, my own way of thinking about success and what breeds success and leadership and all those things. And I'm not really relying on fans to help me in that area. Now, that's an important statement. Right. That's an important statement for two things, because I think that's Vince saying, I don't think that's a shot at the fans.
No, that's saying you can't get emotional. So I'm not listening to emotional talk. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you quantifying a fan base. They're a percentage of what goes into the decision, right?
Yeah.
But they're only a percentage. They are not the decision makers. You know, I'm not worried about losing a card march customers, they're a percentage.
Right. Now, here's where we're kind of getting in somewhat of a different direction, but it says Petrino is drawing ire this season for his hiring practices, for the way he's handled the Cardinals quarterback situation and the departure of Jackson. Mm-hmm. Says of Louisville's 10-time, and you know how I feel about this. The nepotism thing don't bother me. I look at the coaches on the field. I think there's 3 coaches, which they're about to talk about on here, that fall under the quote-unquote nepotism, and I think 2 of them deserve to be here. 1 I do not.
Right.
So, I want to say that before I go ahead and read this. Mm-hmm. It says of Louisville's 10 full-time assistant coaches, 3 are related to their boss. His son, Nick, son-in-laws Ryan Beard and L.D. Scott. He made Brian Van Gorder his 3rd defensive coordinator in 3 years. I need to read this to get to the next quote, and you'll see why. And the hire so far has worked out about as well as Louisville as it did the last program to hire Van Gorder, Notre Dame. The Irish fired Van Gorder 4 games into his 3rd season after a 1-3 start. This is an interesting quote. This is a former Petrino assistant speaking on the condition of anonymity. He has made terrible hires time and time again, but always gets away with it. That's from a former Petrino assistant. I think I know who that is, but I'm not going to throw that out there because obviously he didn't want to be known. But that's an interesting quote, too, to come out from someone who's worked under you. And now I'm going to go back to Vince for a second, and then
that's
we can go
always
into
important
discussion.
to me, too.
I know. Me too.
Yeah. Listen, I use that as a top defense that under the Rick Pitino scrutiny, nobody spoke out against him in his practices.
And I thought that was an important deal.
Yes.
Very important.
Which looks even more important now.
Yes.
But go ahead.
Ask if Petrino is coaching for his job through the next 5 games. Tyree said, so we're back to Vince. Mm-hmm. Tyree said he will evaluate the body of work as a whole after the season. I've been clear with our media that once the season wraps up, we'll do a full assessment of the year, and like we do with every other sport, with the head coaches that I've been doing since I've been in this role, since I've been in this role, period. I had the opportunity last year at the end of the season with Bobby, and I'll have it again this year.
Right.
So I don't have any preconceived notions today that I'm trying to decide the outcome of Bobby's future. I don't think that's fair to him, anyone in the program to do that today. So there's that aspect.
Texas top line.
No, I mean, and I don't disagree.
Right.
But so this is the first time that we've had Vince kind of come out and say, and in those quotes, I'm paraphrasing here, but that to me, tell me if you disagree, that to me sounded like the money's not the issue. If I look at it at the end of the year,
the money can never be the issue to a smart business decision.
Yes. And that is the first quote that I feel like we have this year where Vince is saying, at the end of the year, if I look out and I say, okay, it's financially tougher to keep him around, he's gone. the buyout's not the conversation.
A mechanical decision.
Yeah. Like, I'm a businessman. I'm a good businessman. The buyout's not the conversation. Rather, he is keeping him in this role is financially responsible is the conversation.
Yeah. No, listen. You also have to remember when I sit in here and tell you people that let the season play out, because you have to let coaches with track records of good coaching, you have to let it play out. You cannot get emotionally involved with teams and coaches. You know what I'm saying? You have to let the process play. So remember, Vince is a top dog Division I athlete.
Yeah.
Psychologically. And he got a nice looking jump shot.
Yeah.
Like, psychologically, people who play don't get emotional and just fire people off the handle. They don't even get the thought of firing somebody off the handle, right?
Right.
But listen, go watch a game with him. He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is okay. But when you start having conversations about people's job and direction of the business that is football, and I'm using that phrase comfortably, the business that is football, it has to be played out. And listen, there's no law that says, you have to make some kind of decision. You have to make a public statement. You don't have to get, a vote of confidence. You don't have to market the prodigal son returns. Like, you don't have to do any of that stuff. You just have to be ready to pull the trigger the moment the moment the numbers mix with the public sentiment, mix with the smart people that he's going to talk to. He's going to bring in professionals. He's going to bring in analytic people,
Yeah.
and say, where do the analytics say this team goes? And the way you treat a coach is still your reputation. Like, this handling is going on his track record too.
Yes.
So he has to do all of that.
100%. Yeah.
David, thanks for joining us on the Scoring Collision Center hotline, my man. Fire away.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question. Like, if, for example, if they say Bobby's kind of hard to work with, is it possible that, say, for example, Tyree step in and have some type of board, or the executive board, or the people, the trustees or whatever, someone like help him pick coaches, like his home coaching staff, or say, hey, we want to kind of set in and say, look, we want to see this process on how you go about evaluating, bringing in coaches, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, things like that, on what basis, on what you bringing them off on, or how he get, if it's possible that they can say, hey, Bobby, we want to keep you, but we want you to reevaluate your whole staff, and we want to bring in a whole new staff underneath you. Is that possible for, the Charlie Tyree to do this? Or, how would that play out? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Appreciate the call. It's Vince Tyree.
Well, yeah. And
here's the thing. Vince is going to have to talk to disgruntled former employees and happy former employees. He's going to have to compare and contrast. He's going to have to compare interviewed candidates. Like, this stuff is it's not impossible, but it takes time. But now you can catch up to people and you can get in anybody's DM and say, hey man, I need 15 minutes,
Yeah. But I hear David,
and if you have to do all that about a staff, that's a con.
Yeah, and here's the thing. To answer David's question, yes, they can do that. But that's going to be a disaster. A head coach, for one, does not want to coach. And he's not going to, you don't want to coach with people that he didn't put in there.
He won't be force fed.
And how many good coaches are you going to get to come in where it's basically, hey, Marcus, listen, here's the deal. I got a job for you. Now, look, money talks, okay? I understand that. So I know you can come back and say, listen, you throw the right amount of money, you can make it. But if I said, Marcus, look, here's the deal. I know you're in a good job right now at, let's say, UCF or South Florida or somewhere like that, a mid-major that's a good mid-major school. I want to bring you in here. Now, here's the deal. He's not making the hire because we don't trust him to do that. So I have absolutely no confidence in the head coach here. But I'd like you to leave your job where you're comfortable in. Don't go somewhere else come here, you know. And I'm looking at it, and I'm going, my God, if you won't even let this guy coach, she got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said like if I'm not gonna let this guy, if this guy can't even pick his own coaches, this dude's gonna be fired in the next as soon as he messes up. Like that scenario, I don't believe will work.
Head coaches at the end of the day do got to hold accountability for the coaches they hire.
100% they do.
And I said it. You do. You assume a risk. You assume a risk. If I bring in my wife to be my co-host, I assume the risk of having a trashy show when we're angry at each other.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
This is a fact. Philly Carl, thanks for joining us on 939. Fire away.
Hey, man, I got a question, man, because, I keep hearing Steve talk about the Browns thing, man. I'm going to ask both of y'all, do y'all want Brown to come coach? Before I make a mistake, I just want to know.
I'll say this. And the best way I can say it to you, I really, if I was the guy picking, there may be a couple guys I would take over Brom. Maybe. I do think he'd be in my top 3. I just, from what we hear from different stuff, I just don't think it will be anybody else. So that's why I'm kind of going with the Brom angle. That's just.
And you, Marcus, how you feel?
It's about like the Chris Mack situation. Like if you go get Villanova, if you go get Jay Wright for me or something, I might have kicked Chris Mack to the curb.
Yeah.
But outside of a top-notch proven winner.
This is why I asked that, because no matter what coach you bring in here, it's going to take 2 years for him to probably turn the program around to get his recruits in. And y'all are asking, everybody's wanting a Louisville favorite to come in. This fan base, I can't see this fan base supporting him for 2 losing seasons. They will end up turning on a Louisville favorite.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. You're going under the assumption that he can't win with these players that are on this team. And if you don't believe that, then it makes Chris Mack awesome. I mean, it makes Jeff Brom an awesome hire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any coach that comes in far as a football program, a lot of times it takes them to get their recruits and things in like that.
Sure.
I don't think Brom could just come in and just turn it around. I would think that he would at least need 2 years. And the way this fan base is, 2 years of losing, man, they'll turn on, a Louisville base.
And you say turn around like you weren't just, 8 wins last. I mean, this team is underperforming, right?
Yeah. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
So,
it's a weird
in my
situation.
opinion, when you have a team of underachieving, you know what I'm saying, then a new coach is a much quicker fix, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's why Miami Hurricanes go from losing to being in the playoffs, or being in that conversation.
I think you can see what I'm saying, though. If it doesn't happen for him fast, the fan base will turn on it. And right now, the fan base loves him. But if it doesn't happen fast, so does he really want to be in that type of position?
Wait, are you saying that from his end? Or, listen, don't you think him being local and then landing local recruits will give him a lot more rope than the average coach?
Martha, I ain't from here. Man, with this fan base, you don't have a lot of room for error. They don't give you a lot of time. You're going to get in and.
I will say, Philly, I don't mean to cut you off, but I will say the one thing about here, though, it is different with the local guy. I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like I really do get what he's saying.
Nobody's putting up with losing seasons, period.
Yes, and we are quick to jump on somebody for a losing season. Like, right. I definitely get what he's saying. I do.
Yeah, everybody likes Brom right now.
Sure.
Everybody liked Padgett at first, too.
Well, don't compare the two, please. You made me throw up my mouth. I appreciate it, man.
Philly, I totally appreciate it.
But to Philly's point, let me go to the other article, and then I know people want to get in on this, so we'll get back to the phone lines, because I think the pro number one in the SB Nation article that was written by, let me give credit, Richard Johnson from SB Nation, pro number one. Because Philly's question was, can he come in and win? Can he come in and I like what you said, because it's hard to say, can he come in and get the program back? It's like, I mean, we did just.
Right. You have one losing season
That's
last
why I said
5
it's odd.
10 years.
It's an odd scenario, but listen to this. Brom has taken the first pro number one, reviewing
drag him out of the doldrums of college football.
I know. But listen, reviewing what Western Kentucky and Purdue were before Brom arrived and what WKU has been since he's left has showed his impact. This is the number one pro. Says Brom has taken over for Petrino, his former boss, before. He took over an 8-win Western Kentucky team in 2014. He maintained that level of wins in 14, then won 12 games the next year and 11 games the year after that. After he left and handed the program to another offensive-minded coach, Mike Sanford, the Hilltoppers have gone 6-7 and started this season 1-5. Brom's first Purdue team shockingly made a bowl game in 2017 at 7-6. His 2018 team lost 3 games, 3 one-score games to start the season before rebounding. Now listen to this. This is Purdue from 2013. This is the yards per play, okay? Or their ranking nationally. Right. 118 in 13, 106 in 14, 115 in 15, 112 in 16. Now Brom, 67 this year, 12. Now listen to WKU. This is under Brom. 2014, 5th. 2015, 3rd. 2016, 1st. 2017, after Brom, 96. 2018, 108. It says, should Brom take over for Petrino again? Some continuity in scheme and terminology could be expected. He's coached under Petrino from 2003 to 2006 and 2013 at Western Kentucky. Those things bode well for a quick turnaround if Brom is made coach at Louisville. So I mean, I read that to say to counter of what Philly Carl's asking there. There's a track record that shows that Brom's going to come in and immediately there's going to be plus,
right? And the scarlet letter is removed.
Oh yeah. That's.
I didn't need to be sold on Brom.
No.
When I'm telling you what his flaws are, I'm saying remember the flaws so you don't do the prodigal son thing.
I know.
He has flaws.
Yes.
But you don't have to sell me on, why he should or should not.
There's so much comparison between him and Mac. Do you agree or disagree?
Absolutely.
I agree. Except, and Mac, maybe he's not a local guy, but he's from Cincy.
We made him a local guy with his wife.
Well, because 2 years ago when the Katina Powell first breaks, if you start hearing in the back channels, you're like, hey, people are like, hey, Jurich loves Mac. Mac up at Xavier, watch Mac. I mean, we all heard that. Hey, watch Mac up at Xavier, Jurich. That's probably the guy.
Is this awesome or not, Steve? I'm sorry. Boban dunking on everybody. Is that awesome or is it crappy?
It's stupid. It's boring basketball.
You think so?
Yeah.
I liked seeing that video.
It was cool, though.
That's what I'm saying.
He'll never make it.
Paul, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
All right, so I've been listening. When I first wanted to make this call, I had something totally different to talk about. So I just heard what you said about Brom's stats, and, of course, I can't believe I'm sitting here as a U of L fan and imagining that we'd have to fire or get rid of Bobby Petrino. It's hard to fathom based on what he did last time. And all those stats about Brom, I mean, that's what we expected Petrino to come in and do. But the point I wanted to make really is that the biggest problem is 3 big problems with Petrino, and that is we've not seen him be able to recruit and develop the quarterback position. I don't want to say we got lucky, but we all know the story with Lamar. He may not have been here, but we got him. And Lamar evidently disguised a bunch of problems we had on offense because he could just take off running. So that's the number one problem I see with Petrino. He can't recruit.
But to be fair, last year we were blaming him for the problems most of the time too. Now it's amazing how good he becomes after he's gone.
It's fair.
Well, you're right. So imagine how bad we would have been last year without him. So the second point I have is he can't seem to get a staff together like he did the first time he was here. Either that's his own personal issues or people just, don't want to be at the school.
The staff is
based
his
on,
biggest problem. Like out of
course.
everything, the staff is the problem.
Yeah.
And
I
not the
mean,
nepotism part. The staff is and your inability. Yeah, is the biggest problem.
I mean, we had a good defensive coordinator who didn't want to be here either. You know, if you believe the rumors, it's because he couldn't work with Bobby. But we couldn't retain, even when Grantham was here. You know, we all had our problems with Grantham, but I guarantee you, we'd all take him back in a heartbeat if he wanted to be here. And so, you know, that's an issue. You can't keep a continuity on the opposite side of the ball. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we're just not getting what we expected from a Bobby Petrino offense, which, again, years ago, we would have expected the stats that Brom's putting up to be here at U of L under Petrino. And it's just not happening. And so one caller called earlier, I think it was Philly, and he said, you know, can we get rid of his staff and keep Bobby? Well, again, I agree with you guys. Why would you do that? If he can't, you know, keep his own staff and get along with guys he likes and guys he picked, why would we send 9 other guys in to expect them to all work with him? You might as well just get rid of the guy at the top and start over. So that's my take on it.
No. Listen, I appreciate the call. Listen, like it's not a difficult fight to have. I can't keep firing or I can't keep on replacing your assistants. You know that. I know that. Let's not make this awkward.
Yeah.
I cannot have when the discussion about your assistants is already being had. Because you've heard it. Like I know he said he listens to radio, music, country music or rock music. Listen, you know what is being said. The reason you enjoy having family on staff is to let you know what's being said. And what's being said is there are issues with the staff and your relationships. Now, if when you get into a press conference and your defense has held a team to 21 points, and you go for it, turn the ball over, and then in the first 3 sentences of your post-game press conference, you say, well, you got to stop them from scoring.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out my notepad, and I'm going to say, hey, that comment right there traveled a long way. That comment you just made it's a lack of self-awareness of the situation. You know, like when you know you have to repair your reputation in certain aspects of what you do, that comment cannot be said. It's a fact.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Keith, thanks for joining us on 939. Fire away.
Hey, good morning, guys. I got several points. First one, in defense, well, not in defense, but, you know, Kelly Carl he mentioned it at the very end. He's not from here, so he really doesn't know the Braun connection. It's not just Jeff, it's the entire family and generations.
Sure.
And as far as being patient, you know, we look at Charlie. He came in with not the team that Braun would get. They managed to turn around pretty quick. Now, the competition was different, but the competition he was competing against was different also. But, you know, I'm tired of hearing, like the last caller, he can't bring in quality quarterbacks. He's got 3 4-star quarterbacks on that team. You can't tell me all 3 of those are horrible. It goes back to what I have said this 100 times. You guys have said it 100 times. It's coaching. These guys are not being developed, period. And it's not. I'm tired of hearing the players. So if Jeff Brom comes in here, whoever comes in, but I'm pretty sure it'll be Jeff, just like you've been saying, Steve. And I think he's the guy. I think he'd work out well. We're going to be patient, but I think it's a quick turnaround. I think the coaching style, although they're the same, are somewhat different. He's more aggressive. I don't think you're going to see not allowed tackles on the defensive side during practice. It's some of the stuff continues over, but it's not all that way.
Let me ask you this real quick, Keith. What year did you graduate from Trinity?
I didn't graduate. You're going to find this hard to believe. I graduated from Ballard. Which I did not like Trinity. I still don't like Trinity.
No, listen, I was giving you a hard time, but here's the thing. What if you have the same defensive problem? Or would you be willing to let him replace his defensive coordinators the same way? If he was putting up the offense?
Well, I'll say this. That is my biggest concern with Jeff Brom is because he's an offensive guy, and he's had issues with supposedly on the defensive side before.
Right.
But remember, Charlie was the opposite. He had trouble with the OC, and he replaced him right in the middle of the season.
Right.
And it worked out well. But you're not going to get Bobby to come in here and replace anybody and be successful at this point, because he's going to be a lame duck coach at that point, because everybody's going to know it's his last chance, last option. Like you said, he can't get anybody now. We're paying Van Gordon good money. We paid Sermon good money, and we paid Grantham good money, and we're still not catching the big fish as far as defensive coordinators, which means it's not going to happen on any of the other positions either, for whatever reason. It really doesn't matter what the reason is. It's insignificant. It's just the situation we're in. So I don't see a fix, and I hate that because I was a Bobby fan. But it isn't working out for whatever reason, and we can't drag this program down, and I'm glad I'm not Vince Tyree.
Listen, you look
That's all I can say.
Listen, I appreciate the call, and no, you're not glad you're not Vince Tyree. You see that? He has everything.
Vince doing all right, man. Like, yeah. I don't feel bad for Vince one bit. Hey, that's why I'm okay getting on here. Vince, make the right decision, man. Come on.
Dan, thanks for joining us on Midday with Marcus Baby, my man. What's on your mind?
Hey, guys, I'm going to kind of ask you to look into your crystal ball a little bit for a minute here. I talked to Mark Ennis about it a little bit yesterday. You know, at the end of the year, you always have the openings, the coaching carousel, and everything. Where we're at right now, at the end of the year, and let's say that things go the way we think they're going to go with Bobby, does University of Louisville wind up being the prettiest girl in the room?
I mean, I would sure think so.
That's kind of what I'm looking at too. I mean, I don't know if you have any bigger jobs coming open, more attractive jobs coming open. So, this could be the perfect timing. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, and I have nothing against Jeff. Don't get me wrong. I think he'd be a fine coach.
Sure. But
timing is everything. And this particular year right here, I just don't want to limit ourselves to Jeff Brom. Not that I would be disappointed with Jeff.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But you have got so many other coaches out there that would probably right now jump on the University of Louisville because it's opportunity. And so what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, no, Dan, I appreciate the call, man. I will say, when I say that Jeff will be the guy, I do think Vince will do due diligence. I think Vince will make some calls.
Yeah, he has to.
That will be guys that maybe we would all go, okay, that one I understand. You gave the Jay Wright comparison.
Stop saying he hasn't developed any quarterbacks either.
Who?
Bobby Petrino.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's
like
I can come up with a lot of things negative.
That's what happened last year. I spent the whole season talking about how he can't throw, and he led the nation damn near in passing. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop that one. That's when you say, and he can't. No. Fake narratives is what we watch out for here. DJ, welcome to 939, my man. Fire away.
Hey man, what I'm not understanding is y'all not sharing everything with us. I keep saying Brom's going to definitely be the next coach. I mean, what do y'all know that we don't know?
well, we can't. I mean, come on, man. You can't. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say, man?
Why are you so ready to get rid of Bobby to bring Brom in? What has Brom showed you? I mean, what makes you think he can come in and turn the program around?
I mean, just his track record of what if he's done at other places, I think.
I mean, what has he done at Purdue? I mean, what has he done?
Well, he took a crap Purdue team that won 2 games and won 7.
Almost won a Heisman with a quarterback.
I mean, yeah, he's I mean, I think this year alone, he's 500. He's got three games he lost by less than a touchdown. He has a quarter of the talent that you have here at Louisville. He has a quarterback that won't sniff the NFL.
So you don't think the assistant coaches are a glaring weakness in selection of Bobby's?
I think that's the problem. I think the assistant coaches is the problem. I don't think it's Bobby. I don't feel like Brom will come in and do a better
How many
job
times can you sweep? Can you sweep your staff though? How many times can you do it? That's 3 coordinators in 3 years.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm not rooting just for Bobby though, but I'm saying I feel like there's way better candidates out there than Brom. I mean, I feel like y'all selling us short by just saying Brom is going to be the best one. I mean, Louisville's got all this money. I'm sure we can find somebody better than Brom. There's plenty of better coaches out there.
Not getting fired. The good coaches are winning. Appreciate the call, though. I mean, I know what you're saying. I mean,
I just find it interesting that not many people have an answer for that. When I say, okay, who?
That's interesting to you?
Like who?
That's not interesting.
You say who? Well,
Everybody.
I don't know. There's better candidates than Brom. Okay, who? Well, Urban Meyer. Well, yeah, I agree.
What's the saying? Be careful of people who have a problem for every solution.
Sure.
That's what this is.
Yeah. And it goes with fit, too, man. Okay, because I'll agree with you. There may have been better coaches than Chris Mack.
You would have took 7 other coaches.
But the fit, that dude ain't going nowhere.
That's always factored in.
I think Jeff Brom, you have to at least if I grant you that and say, okay, I'll give you that. There are better candidates. But now factor in fit. He should at least move up 3 spots on if I say factor in.
Here's the thing. When you have the opportunity to get a guy who went to the university or represents the university, right?
And say whole family, because that matters. His whole family is prominent here in the city.
Here's the thing. You don't stepping stone that unless it's a big dog professional job, right? But if you had a coach who was better than Brom, available on the market, but he went to Miami, you hear me?
Yeah.
He's going to stepping stone you to a Miami, and Miami is a horizontal move.
Sure.
If you have a coach who's the new hotness at
Neil Brown from Troy.
Mm-hmm. And he's an Alabama alum, or
It's Kentucky, I think.
But you get my point.
Yeah.
They will bail on you 10 times quicker.
Sure.
Renegotiating in 6 years.
You have to factor in fit, and Brom just fits that mold.
Vince Tyre, when you give him this 5-year deal, Vince Tyre is going to be able to go to him at year 2 and say, let's just stick another 4 on here. Done deal. It's sold. You know what I'm saying?
Venables from Clemson. I'm so glad that text come in. That's the perfect thing for me where I say the reason I go Jeff Brom over Brett Venables, well, 2 reasons. Brett Venables is not, well, I don't want to say never been a head coach because I don't know his total history, but has not been a big-time Power 5 head coach.
Right.
And he's a guy, takes the Louisville job, and he's gone if he's good. Gone. Now, I get it that now if you told me Venables is a guy that can come in here and win a national championship and in 3 years you're going to lose him, bring him in. Let's go. And I'll see you out the door in 3 years. Give me that national title. Sure.
I will smack you on the butt myself.
Yes. Bye-bye. See ya. But do I think that he is that level of coach? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think he's shown me that. I mean, I know Clemson's
we're giving Brom the same love we gave Bobby as being an offensive guy who can get it done.
Yeah.
We brought Bobby Petrino here because he was doing exactly what Jeff Brom is doing without the staff issues.
Yeah.
But we'll research that too.
Sure. Absolutely.
We'll ask Jeff Brom's disenfranchised staff members.
Yeah.
What's his, we'll go to your ex, find out what was his issue.
I'll play devil's advocate. Les Miles. Saw that on the text line. National championship winning coach. I'll play that game.
It's nice. Does he strike you as a Louisville lifer?
Well, he's older. I think he may. But I also look at
older guy gets that he lost his fire.
Well, but here's the deal I look at. I say, okay, Les Miles. I'll play that with you. Do you know last year was the largest coaching carousel probably in the last 10 years? And he was on the market. And you know where he's at right now? On the market. That makes me go, why? Jeff was getting calls from everywhere.
And he made sure he let Purdue know on the way he set up his contract that I am a very sought-after coach.
Sure.
Nationally. Charles, thanks for joining us on 93.9. So your mind.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey.
Here's what I don't understand how people keep saying Bobby's not he doesn't develop quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson couldn't read a playbook or a defense when he first got here.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
That's one thing. And the second thing with Brom, I think you also got to factor in what his trajectory is on his success. He's not playing with the same athletes that he'll have here at Louisville. So if he did that with them, think of what he could do with these athletes here.
I mean, I like the way his seniors that aren't like super athletes, I like the way they look.
Right. And you know players are going to play for him because he's a fiery guy. The thing with Bobby Petrino I like Bobby Petrino. I'm not one of those guys who said we shouldn't have hired him back.
Sure.
But the thing with Bobby Petrino that kills me the most is his monotone attitude. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how he is in practice or whatever, but whenever he's talking or whenever you see him, he doesn't seem like he has that motivation. That you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know me, I'm careful of that. Like I said, I knew the difference between a Crum and a Pitino, and I'm telling you, a Denny Crum saying he's disappointed in you is worse than Rick Pitino cursing you out.
Yeah, well, I get that. I understand that. I know what you're talking about. So,
right.
Yeah, but that's all I had, man. I also don't think you make a coaching change in the middle of the season either.
Right. No, I agree with that.
If you're going to do something, wait until the end of the season.
No, Charles, listen, I appreciate the call. I mean, listen, when you're irritated, things irritate you. You know? Listen, when he's yelling on the sideline and you're mad, you know what? He's losing control. He doesn't have control of his team. He's too emotional. When he's just sitting there, you know what they say? He's unmotivated because he makes too much money. The exact same team, the exact same monotone look. You know what he is when he's winning and he's monotone? He's Bobby Icewater.
Sure.
Never gets rattled.
Right.
You know, he just talks to the refs. Like, you know,
yeah.
So
and he's fiery in practice. Like
Eric, thanks for joining us.
Oh, you on there?
Yep, fire away.
Okay, here we go. I know it got to be quick. All right, so Steve, you read off those stats for Jeff Brom at what he's done at Western and what he's done at Purdue. So basically, what you're telling me is that at the end of the season, when we get rid of Bobby, which I believe, if the season goes on like it's going, it's going to happen, that basically we're going to be getting what we thought we were getting, which is Bobby 1.0, with Jeff Brom, who will have much better players than he has at Purdue or Western coming in this next season. A guy who wants to be here, a guy who loves to be here, a guy who I believe, basically we're getting Bobby 1.0, what we thought we were going to get with Bobby, in Jeff Brom now. And so if you're telling me that's who I want, or, that's my choice versus any of these other coaches that you've mentioned, I want the guy that I believe is going to bring Louisville back to what we believe Louisville football should be, and who, if he is very successful, which I believe he can be, will stay here. Like you said about all those other coaches, they come here, they get big, they leave for another big name. I don't believe Jeff would just leave to go anywhere else. It would have to be something major because he loves it here. And so I believe Jeff could be the coach to bring us to the national championship, seriously. So, guys, I love the show, love everything about it. I'm on the Jeff Brom train unless something crazy happens to season Bobby. So, thank you very much. You guys rock. 93.9 rock.
Listen, Eric, I appreciate the call. Here's the thing you got to remember, too. If he does stepping stone you, that means you were in the
you were good. You were in the playoff. Yeah.
You were in the playoff.
Yeah, if Brom wins quick enough to stepping stone you, then he took you to the playoff.
He can't stepping stone you with 9 wins.
Yeah.
Because we're like, why we did that?
Absolutely.
So that's like I said, these are all factors when you're dealing with the decisions. Madison, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's going on?
I'm just very, very glad that Steve finally brought up that Chris Mack point and kind of correlated it back to this, because I feel like it's a lot of people are just missing that or just choosing to ignore that. A lot of times, if you have a coach that has a good fit, it has to be a good fit, because people say, well, when it's not a good fit, it never works out. And that's the thing. People saying, because I don't think Bobby can't coach or anything like that. I don't think he's lost it or anything like that. I think all that's crazy. But I just feel like Louisville isn't the best fit for him anymore. And I think when you've got a guy like Jeff Brom out there who just like Chris Mack wanted to be the coach at Louisville. He has ties here. His wife has ties here. His family, he wanted to be the head coach. And I feel like when you get a guy like Brom who has had previous success, and then you get the people who go, well, what has he done? It's just like Chris Mack Xavier. Well, what has he done? Yeah, he had a couple good years, but other than that, who'd he recruit and this and that? Well, he's killing it right now because he's got the resources. He's got the facilities. He's got all this stuff that he didn't have at Xavier, just like Brom will have when he comes here from Purdue. So I think that I'm on the train 100% too. I think it's the best fit. I don't even think he would use this as a stepping stone. I think he'd want to stay here. And besides the fact, he'd bring in a staff that knows what they're doing because honestly, too, even though I've in my emotional moments had my fire Bobby, I really think the staff is a bigger problem. But my thing is, he's not going to fire them. I really don't see him doing it. I think Vince needs to present that question. I think that was talked about a couple of days ago. He needs to sit him down and be like, look, you need to fire your son. You need to fire, a couple other people on this staff. I just don't see that happening. I truly do see him being let go at the end of the year. But I guess we'll just have to see. I hope the season gets turned around. I'm definitely not one of those who, let's just write it in. I'm never like that. I can't. I have to support my team and my guys. But, yeah, I'm just really glad you brought up that Chris Mack point, Steve, because I feel like a lot of people just haven't thought about it that way. When you put it that way, it's like, okay, well, Chris Mack's turned out pretty well so far, and we haven't even played a game yet. So we'll just have to see what happens. But thanks for letting me speak my piece.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So, around this time tomorrow, Steve, support this right now.
Okay.
You know what you're going to be doing tomorrow at this time?
I'm prepping.
Brian Hall,
Aiden.
Do you know what we're going to be doing tomorrow around this time?
I know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be waiting on an announcement.
First, I'll be ordering a beer cheese Philly cheesesteak
from Flanagan's Ale House. People come join us.
No, I take that back. I'm going to get that salad again. Oh, that salad was good.
So lame. You ruined my lunch.
I'm going to get that, and I'm going to have my phone up because our guy Jake Wingardin is going to be live streaming the announcement, and we're going to sit at Flanagan's, and we're going to watch Louisville land Aiden Gahan.
I love this song. Not because the show's over. Just get that Memphis thing. 36 Mafia thing.
It's good.
People, tomorrow's the day. Huh?
Their songs were really dirty. Really troubling, actually.
What, I'm riding spinners?
No, they had worse ones than that. I'm talking about the old stuff. It was just horrible. I get why they're named that. Sick.
Steve, just because you have a congregation down in Florida doesn't mean you have to ruin my
Apparently so. I need to leave, man.
People, as always, we got to do special thanks. Bill at Scorns & Sons Collision Center. Globe Auto, 5705 Bardstown Road. Jill Blessinger, Becky Bleemel. Keller Williams, Caliber Home Loans. Windows Plus, awesome. DFH Company, awesome. Buca de Bepos.
Hurry up, Phil.
That was Steve, not me. I'll see y'all soon. See you tomorrow, 10 to 12. 8150 939 is always a number. 3831 939 is always text line. We are made for the Ville. Subscribe now. The evenings are awesome. Midday with Marcus Maven on 939.